All right, here we are. We are live on Worldwide TV Network, WomenOnTV.tv, Talk for Radio, Talk for Media, Talk for Podcasting. I can't even speak. You guys kind of made me excited when we were talking earlier on things. I had all this whole thing in my mind. I'm like, I know what I'm going to say, but I don't know what the hell I'm saying. But anyhow, we are live. We're all around the world on everything. And this is an exciting show. And the reason for it, because I adore these guys. I like these guys. But first, we have to start with women first. So all the way from Miami, the one and only singer-songwriter, Vocallytash. She uploads all of our videos. So we adore her, and she's kicking ass, you guys. And then straight all the way from Houston, Texas, she's the one that creates all of our flyers. She's an award-winning, producer, host, Amazon Prime of Custom Trends, the one and only Trixie Gynn. And she makes me laugh because I never know what she's going to post, and I never know what she's cooking. And the fun thing about this, you guys, Lamont and Chuck, you guys will like this. She's got a raccoon and she's got a possum that visits her house. And we'll get into that later because I know you guys have questions on that. So all the way from Los Angeles, I like these guys. Let's start with Team Cyber, Cyberyoga, Cyber Chuck 2.0, Lamonte Goode, and Charles Campbell. Charles, I got to start with you first because it's all about having those inspirational quotes. It's all about you being that military person. So we have to start with that. We have to honor your service. And I always say this from the bottom of my heart. I'm a military guy. I have to always honor those people who served, who made our freedom, because freedom is not free. I have to start there. What are you doing? Give everybody, give the girls a little bit of your background on what you did and where you're coming from and what you're doing now.
So my background is a lot of negativity. I had a lot of, I'd say like drug and alcohol abuse. I was in the military, suffered from PTSD. Coming into the COVID, I was isolated by that, and it started really getting worse. And my aunt reached out to me, and I flew out from Texas to California, and a spiritual change. And now all I see is positivity. I see love. And I've completely shut down all the drinking and all the negative ways. And now every day I create videos to inspire and motivate people that have come from the background that I came from, to let them know that there is hope, that there is love, it does exist, and happiness is out there. So every day I wake up with that inspiration to motivate and inspire others.
And Lamont, let's talk about where you came from, because I love the stuff that you do also. I think you're one of the most creative people that I've ever seen around the world, and I've been a lot of places. But the things that you can do that other people probably can't, it's very, very interesting. So I love the teamwork, and I've been really loving what you guys have been putting together. All of a sudden, I'm seeing the small little army of Cyberyoga people pop up.
Thank you so much, Brian. It's an honor and pleasure. So where I started off really inspired by martial arts films, superhero movies. Didn't have the best family structure at all. Grew up in a very abusive, broken home. And so I found salvation and inspiration through movement, breakdancing, acrobatics, and yoga. Even that is a story in itself, but I wanted to focus on creating a brand or a movement that's going to inspire others to be the best they can be in what they are. And fast forward up until about a year past, I created Team Cyberyoga. So it's a short summary, but it's a long story. But I kind of just condensed it just for now because I know we have a lot to cover. So that's pretty much the gist of it.
Talk about what cyber means and how you created that, first of all.
Cyber, I go by Cyberyoga. It's a new age futurist movement. So cyber, it's calisthenics, yoga, breakdance, revolution, and yoga is the base that binds it all together. It's a new age practice that I've adopted and just created to inspire others in their greatness. And so it's just a new age version of yoga, but focused on online, but the more like futuristic approach, the mental, spiritual, and physical approach to the fitness and to what the yoga is. So Cyberyoga, yoga for the 21st century.
So Tosh and Trixie, I look at it this way. Any black guy who can spin on top of his head and not be high is okay with me.
That's impressive. Like I saw that the picture of I think you're in a desert and you have like a like a silver helmet.
Oh,
I don't know that.
yes.
Wow. That was
Thank you.
such a powerful picture. I'm like, how long did it take him to like stand on his head like that? Like, how much training do you do? Like, that's impressive.
Thank you so much, and thank you for clarifying that. I really want to make sure that the viewers or the audience can feel really inspired, and it invokes or evokes a emotion that's very almost therapeutic and positive, because we feel like there's so much like negativity out there. I feel like it's my purpose and my family's purpose to inspire through our message, and it's through movement or through images or through motivation talks. And so it's just that, to empower and inspire you through what we do. And that's one of the main spectrums. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, because that was, I'm telling you, I literally shown that picture to everyone. I'm like, look at this. Like, it's just, it has such a powerful message. Like, you know, like, you don't have to like stand on your feet, like you're standing on your feet, but like, you don't always have to be standing on your feet. And like, you know, anything that you are like in your body or what you want to do, like you can go ahead and do it. So it's I really loved it.
Exactly, 100%. And the overall message is that we as a human collective in this planet are the highest technology. And so it's really important to showcase that we are the highest technology. We, our bodies are our temples, and we're the highest truth. So just that we are powerful and we're God's source. So I just showcase that in that way.
Yes, snap.
Thank you.
So Tosh, you may put him in your next music video.
Oh
Is that
my
what you
God. That's not even a question.
Perfect. Team Cyberyoga, let's do it.
Tosh, tell him what you do.
So I'm a Latin pop singer from Miami. When quarantine happened, I kind of took a step back and realized that what I was doing, I was not happy in. And I had pushed music aside because it's, you know, a hard career and there's a lot of ifs. But, you know, quarantine made me realize that that's what makes me happy. And that's honestly what I feel my purpose is in this world, to create music. And I gave it a shot. It's been a year. I have a couple songs out. I have a new song coming up in April. So I'm very excited. And honestly, I'm just so grateful that I took that step to just continue in music and what I really enjoy doing.
Awesome.
So Terri got a chance to join us. See, I got yoga on my mind.
Terri has a chance to tell with yoga. Can you hear me, everybody?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I was having some technical difficulties with my laptop this afternoon. So, but anyway, I'm so excited to have Cyberyoga on the show. I got to meet him in the studio, so I got to see it firsthand. It was a fun day. It was a fun show.
Thank you, Terri. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Hey,
so were
Chuck.
you able to do any, Terri? Any of the motions or anything? The dance?
No. I was a cheerleader in high school, but I was not. I was not that flexible.
I thought I'd ask.
Well, it inspires me to be more flexible. That's for sure. After
I've seen you dance, I think you can do it, girl.
I can't twirl on my head and break dance. No, that's a little bit past my
but I can
expertise.
teach you.
Yes, I know. You can learn how to do anything. Yes.
Hey, Chuck, let me ask you this, because this is important. When you were locked down, going to being by yourself, what was the challenge? What was the toughest challenge that you would say? Because that's not easy. And I was calling a lot of my friends just to make sure that they were okay, because when you said that in the studio, and I believe that was it November? I think you guys, or September. Yeah. When you guys came in, that's in my mind all the time of what you were saying, and then you and Lamont getting together and really strengthening that bond, that friendship. That's always in my mind every day, because I'm always thinking of those people that I might not be reaching out to, that I can't reach. What's going on in their mind when they were locked down by themselves? Because just because the world is starting to come out of it, that doesn't mean they're not coming out of it in their head, right?
Correct. What I went through was just being with myself and allowing my own thoughts to take over. And someone with PTSD has depression and stuff from all drugs that doesn't suit them well, because we're sitting by themselves. That's they're going to result to and go into. So I really just losing hope and really lonely by myself. Just thoughts were just taking over. I just was very unhappy. And hearing my friend Lamont call and hearing love come his mouth just completely broke me down crying. And I was like, wow, this does exist out there. And I took the plunge and came and had to have a drink again, and I've yet to do drugs again. It's an amazing transformation, you know?
And it's not easy. It definitely is not easy.
No, it's not easy. It's a daily battle, but now instead of like taking medication stuff, I do a lot of meditation. I do a lot of fitness, and I stuff with people a higher vibration that have higher frequency of love and gratitude, and that are pursuing something. You know, every day we're trying to what we were yesterday. So I surround myself with people like that. When I'm surrounded by that, it's easier for me to stay on that path.
Yeah, so true. Chuck, let me ask you this: when did you know? And it's weird. This is a compliment, but I call what you do the drunken version of Jackie Chan in Drunken Master. The movements that you had, that's how I look at it. Lamont, have you've seen Drunken Master with Jackie Chan? That's how I look at Chuck when he's doing his movements.
Yeah, he definitely has his style and his aesthetic, and that's the beauty. He definitely has his thing. So exactly that what you said, Brian. He got it down to science.
Hey Roxy, let's take a quick thing of that little clips video that you made.
Those are amazing.
Awesome.
Great. Yeah.
Chuck, I look at that photo of you on your head with your legs spread. I'm like, first of all, what was he doing, and how did he do that? That's my first reaction every time I see that, because there's one way to see Lamont doing it, but I'm looking, how does Chuck do this? I don't understand it. It looks like you did a cartwheel and ended up on your head. That's what it looks like.
So I go from my headstand and just pull my legs down, and I shoot them straight up, and I just spread my legs and pull my arms in. It's just years of practice, because last night I had a video of Lamont and I rave in 1997. It's on YouTube. I just happened to pull it, and we were dancing. So that just shows you how long we've been dancing. Lamont actually stuck with longer than I did. I fought for a long time, and because of him, I'm getting back into stretching and being inspired to dance again.
Beautiful.
Trixie actually does that.
What does Trixie do?
No.
She does that with her animals there in front of them. I could do this.
Yeah, sometimes we do dance, but yeah, they stand up, especially my raccoons. They like to stand up and stuff. Maybe I should put a poll out there and see what they do with it and video.
All right, so Trixie, tell Lamont and Chuck what you do.
Oh, well, currently, I just started a new sports show, and maybe I could have you guys in the future on it, because it's going out very, very good right now. I'm very pleased. I left the studio, late last night, about 1 a.m, and we're wrapping up our first episode, and it is looking. That's why I'm really tired today, but it's looking so amazing, better than I expected, and all day today. That's all. It was so hard for me to sleep, because I'm in awe of how it's looking, how it's coming out. It's like a story in my own mind, and it's coming to life on video. And it's kind of like you guys. You're dancing, and you bring that to life. I bring a vision of sports and just different things. This one would be car racing. So it's just amazing people I got to meet, and I'm very excited to start this show, and it's starting very soon, so I'm pretty happy. I'm just counting the days. So it's called Being Proficient, by the way. So and my other show is Custom Trends, and as soon as we have red carpets again and start getting things with conventions and red carpets, then I'll be doing more shows for that show, because that's more of that department for cars, fashion, sports, and nightlife. So, but right now I'm having a lot of fun with the sports show, so very excited about that.
I can't wait
Awesome.
for red carpets.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I know, right? Thank you.
We
Thank
talk about that all the time.
yes, all
We're
the time.
missing them. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to get that
Mhm.
going again. So hopefully, I can go back to LA and, cover some events, because I always had fun doing that, and then putting those episodes together and, putting them on Amazon Prime. It's always wonderful to see. And
Mhm.
I just really like what I'm doing right now. It's just been fun. I'm just really happy, tired, but I'm happy. It'll be
Chuck-
worth the whole wait.
That's the
Chuck,
most
you were
important
gonna-
thing.
Mhm.
Hey, Chuck, you were going to say something before we were showing the video. Do you remember what you were going to say?
You know what? What I was gonna say was basically that I saw yesterday. That it was about the dancing, the drunken monkey. It was showing me actually dancing and doing some crazy moves. So, that was it. Just a video I saw yesterday. Nothing big.
Hey, so is this true? Would you call what you guys do for Team Cyber Yoga? Would you call that a sport? Because I think it is. Is that correct?
I would say it's conscious sport, because now we're using our body in a way to heal others and heal ourselves, because the movement it's showing that you're supposed to inspire others through your movement. So essentially, I went from breakdancing to creating a movement that's more about therapeutic healing to inspire others. So the movements itself, it's almost soothing and appealing to the viewer, that they're getting like visual healing just from looking at what I'm doing. And that's the intention. The intention goes to the movement, so therefore the person will receive the information. So I would say yes, it is sport, it's meditation,
It is,
all the
Brian.
above. It's very
Awesome.
conscious. Everything
I'm like,
conscious.
it is.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah. I go
Actually,
in like
yeah.
I go in super deep on things. So if I go in too much, guys, it's like slow me down. But I'm not like surface level. Like I just like to go in deep, and because I feel like we're so much more. So I just go in deep. So yes, it is a sport, but I would say conscious sport for sure.
But it's
Cyberyoga will be
also
a sport.
because you have a lot of physical injuries. Is that correct? Because I also have hosted many events for like the Texas Bikini Team, which requires a lot of dancing, a lot of different. It's for a whole team, and I hear the stories and the injuries that they have. So I'm assuming you guys have to have injuries too, because it's kind of like wrestling. And I've told when I've talked to wrestlers, everybody in like that have energy. It's an athletic field. It's a sport field.
Mhm.
If you're getting hurt, you're beating your ass every day to get that physical desire and emotion and what physical ability of what you're trying to do. And for you, it would be dancing, or cyber yoga, whatever it is. I think that will fall in a sporting field.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I'm covering stuff like that. So I'm like, yes, it actually goes right in the field with dance, because I'm covering cheerleaders and the bikini team and I'm all for women's stuff, and if it's women's sports and dancing and stuff like that, I think it's hey, if I can't do it, hell yeah, that's sporty.
just to piggyback on what you're saying is that I'm happy to say that I have 0 injuries, and because I've created this practice, I don't have any injuries at all, because it's a fusion of it's yoga, it's dance, it's calisthenics, it's breakdancing, but the most
also meditation too.
Meditation. So like in a sense, like the whole point is like wellness and healing through movement. It's not like I'm gonna bang my arm a billion times until it comes off. Like I'm actually healing myself. So I have 0 injuries, and I've been dancing for 25 years of breakdancing, acrobatics, and yoga. I've had minor injuries when I'm not conscious and I'm pushing certain things, but overall, it's just mainly focused on therapeutic. It's therapeutic. The movement and the training and the balance, it's all therapeutic. So it's like the next stage and like evolution of what sports can be in the future. That's where it's leading to. More conscious. Everything is conscious, is aware.
How long do you train, like each day? Like how many hours do you put into achieving everything that you guys have achieved so far?
I myself, I train at least 3 hours a day, whether it's through stretching or through movement design concepts, and just sharpening up all my tools, and then training with my partner or concepts I'm always working on. So at least like 2-3 hours a day. Chuck is a different story, so but I'm speaking for myself. And Chuck
That's
has
about
his
2 hours a day. I get up every day, I run, and then I sit and I meditate. So stretching, I do a lot of push-ups, handstands. I try and just different creative poses. And ultimately, my main thing now is like meditation and really sit and just go deep, try to clear my whole mind out. And it's healing. It's so healing. Yeah.
Any injuries for you, Chuck? When you're splitting your legs up in the air.
That's an incredible pose. That's like, wow.
It is awesome.
That's why you
It just doesn't make sense. I swear, you did a somersault and you landed on your head. That's how I see it.
Oh my God! Thank you.
And you got stuck in a hole.
You're stuck in a hole. That's a good way to say it.
No, but if you look at it closely, it looks like you're floating. It looks like your head's not on the ground.
Yeah.
It's definitely on the ground. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you guys this, because I've only seen this from you two. Is there other people who can do this too, or no?
Oh yeah,
I would
definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Oh, okay.
I would say there's people physically more talented than what I do in others, but I would say this is the most important thing is that the movement itself is medicine.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, there's tons of people doing crazy things, but I'm not. This is why we do it, because it's actually building us mental, physically, and spiritually strength. But yes, other people can do it, but Team Cyberyoga will be the leading force.
The other people doing more athletic and they're more using their strength, and we're more healing and spiritual and trying to like heal ourselves through movement. We're just doing it because they're really athletic, and that's great. But what is it when you go home? How are you? With us, we try to ourselves in a way that we're like putting joy and peace and all that everywhere we go. So what we're pushing is something more than just athletic. It's the way of living. What we're doing is the way we live. And when we up in how we treat other people and talk to other people, not just athletics, all that is great. Like seeing Lamonte and all these amazing, it's great to look at other people, they love it. But with all that, when people try to learn those moves, it's actually how you treat other people too. And that's what we're trying to teach people through our inspiration motivation is the moves are great, they look amazing, but how do you treat other people when you go home? Once you learn these things, you take something else with you as well. And it's, it's love, because that's the most healing you can bring to people is love, especially around these times.
Absolutely. Right. That's the upgrade right there. That's the cyber upgrade.
Only Cyberyoga does that.
No, is this, just to, piggyback on, what Chuck is saying is that everything is conscious. Like the intention is all through love. It's all through love. Like the highest vibration is the highest, frequency, and everything we do is just about that, just love. It's like the intention is to inspire you, to make you feel empowered, inspired, and vice versa. We're inspired by everybody. So just that love.
So this is a weird one, because this one's just okay. But when he's the Black Spider-Man, that one is cool. And let me tell you why that one is cool. Because I've got some of his photos that I will never delete because they're just so cool. But that one was on the roof. It was on the top of a roof, and he did it in like a 360 with the Black Spider-Man costume on. And I thought, that's pretty cool, because where's that photo? He goes, Brian, I got so many photos, I don't even know what I have. I go, I know where it is, but I didn't have time to get it over. So I thought that was incredible. Talk about you. I know you remember this one. You're on top of the roof. You got the Black Spider-Man costume on, but I think you were in New York. Was that correct? When you did that one?
I believe that was Los Angeles. Yeah, I believe it was Los Angeles. Number one, I'm a fan of Spider-Man and Superman, but Spider-Man, there happens to be a company based out of China called RPC Studios, and I reached out to them through my Instagram and said, "Hey, this is what I do. I can make amazing content with your suits. So can you send me a suit?" And so they sent me like 6 suits, 6 Spider-Man suits, just to create content in. And so that's one
awesome.
of them that I use. Yeah, so I love Spider-Man. I love superheroes.
Were you low-key the stunt double of Spider-Man that you're now telling us in the movies?
No,
you do it so good.
You know what's funny? Most of my friends that do stunts, they do that, but I've always wanted to, but never had the opportunity to do that yet. So one day it will be.
Speak it into existence.
Yes.
So here's the other thing, and I don't know if I think Terry has seen this. How I met him and why I had my Segway Lumo is because he had his hoverboard, and I go, I want a hoverboard because he used to ride. I think you were riding 3 or 5 miles down Burbank Boulevard or wherever it was. But here's the thing, he does yoga on his hoverboard. So if you've never seen that, imagine what that's like. So there is a clip when he was in the studio. He and Chuck were in the studio. That he was riding it around. He goes, Brian, it's kind of broken right now. I'm like, I don't care. I know you're going to do something strange on it. And he did. So the fact that you can still do that, so there's a great photo of the 4 of us. It's me, him, Chuck, and Terry. And they're on their head. And then Terry, I have our hands folded. I thought this is a great photo because who's really standing up? Are they upside down on purpose or whatever? Or are we turned around? It's a great photo, and I love that.
Yeah,
but talk about the hoverboard, how that started for you.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. So basically, when the hoverboards first came out, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is like tech, because I'm a tech guy too. Like I love tech. I love anything like future and next level. And so at that time, the boards that first came out, and people were riding them. So I was like, okay, I'm going to challenge myself to like learn how to stand and ride them. And so once I had that down, then I was like, okay, I need to get a handstand. Like, I wonder if anybody is able to do a handstand on these hoverboards. And I was kind of like afraid to do it until one day I saw this little girl do a handstand on the hoverboard. And I was like, okay, well, if she can do this, then what's my problem? So I attempted it. I was like, you know what? I got it down. And then I was like, okay, well, what else is possible if I do, if I could do a handstand? So I was thinking about lotus handstand, one-arm handstand, headstands, elbow stands, transitions, combinations. And so therefore that was just my thing. And so I got pretty like famous doing like tricks on the hoverboard. And so that's how that came. And then got down with some companies. I did a show with what's that guy? He has a TV show. Can't think of his name. Anyway, I had a huge feature on that. I did that and got some jobs from that. But yeah, and now I get like free hoverboards all the time from this company I'm with. So
well, and so here's the important thing about this is before I got on one, he was teaching people how to ride them, which was most important. What you heard about the hoverboards is that people were getting on them and they were just falling. They weren't, oh, I can do this. No, you can't. There was an art to doing it. He was actually teaching people how to do it. Yes, that was that. So Terry was there.
Yes.
That was one of the ones that we did, and it was fun. So that's where I got and said, I got to get something. So really what I was thinking, it was, how can I outdo Lamont? That's what I was really thinking. I can't do a headstand, so let me go meet Jack Gillian from Segway and have them give me a Lumo. That's why I got the Lumo, because of this guy.
Wow,
really?
That's amazing.
Yeah, of course.
Amazing.
Okay.
That's where it came from. I'm like, I gotta outdo him some kind of way. I can't stand on my head like him and Chuck.
But you riding that Segway, and I
Absolutely.
I haven't rode that yet, and I still want one. But yeah, that's badass, man.
It's really cool, but it's a little freaky. It has like its own personality. I don't know if I like that.
Yeah.
It kind of chases you, and you're like, is this thing like I don't know. It's a little bit creepy.
Yeah. Certain boards are different because some of them are made in China or some are made somewhere else, and so some of them will like just blow up on you or explode, or like they'll just break down, or they just malfunction in the middle of like. There's been multiple times where I was doing an act on stage, my solo act, and the board would act up in the middle of my piece, and I'm like, oh my god. So it's like, yeah, it's just weird. You got to find a good company that has really good, efficient boards.
Hey Chuck, let me ask you this: when you came back from serving overseas, were you still stretching out and everything when you could get the time? How were you keeping, that part of you mentally fit in your mind, if that makes sense? Chuck, that was for you. Could you hear me?
Did you lose the sound? Oh,
We can't hear you.
I think you lost the sound.
Oh, no, sorry about that. I had it on mute. Okay. Yeah, I thought you were talking to Lamont. Well, when I just sit, whenever I get a moment to sit, Lamont got me just stretch. Like, that's just a thing that I do now. Like, wherever I'm at now, wherever I'm sitting, I pull my leg to a position. I'm always constantly stretching. It's habit now. Like, it's just complete habit. Like, where I'm sitting, I pull myself into a position, stretch. And Lamont taught me that. A lot of times I would be on Zoom with Lamont, like he would check in on me, and he's just get a habit, so it just becomes a habit. Just sitting normally and I sit in a position where I'm constantly in stretch.
There you go.
Sense.
I love it.
That makes sense. So talk about this aspect. This is also the fitness aspects of stuff, because when Terri and I were going to Fit Expo, you were actually there for stuff, talking about that, and people would see this and they thought it was really cool that you would be there doing it at the LA Fit Expo.
Yeah, I used to go to LA Fit Expo like for many years, almost annually, every year. A lot of my friends did a lot of like calisthenics bar stuff, so they're doing a lot of like amazing strength tricks on the bars. And so I was like the hybrid black sheep like athlete, because I could do like hand balancing and breaking and like contortion and movement, all this crazy concept. And I didn't need any kind of equipment. Like, I just needed my body. That's all I needed. I didn't need no bars. I didn't need no hoverboard. I didn't need anything. All I needed was a floor. So I was just showing the masses and the public that there's other ways to be fit and be dynamic with just your body. And so I just went there, and plus I love, it's all fitness, it's all health, it's all, strength and like, motivation and like-minded people. So yeah, I love the Fit Expo, and hopefully it'll come back in the future, hopefully. But I still love going there every year.
I miss it too. I'm hoping that comes back very soon. I kind of liked going to seeing like different aspects of different areas of fitness. I mean, the pandemic actually taught me that there's other ways to work out besides the gym. So,
bingo.
Yep. So but we're getting back to, it helped me get back a little bit to nature, I guess, because I was doing more outside stuff, if that makes any sense.
That's amazing to hear, Terri, because I feel like this whole pandemic was like happened for a reason to change the whole concept of the mindset. Like, new programs were being created because now you're realizing how like limited we are as far as like being integrated in the system. So, not being able, go into the gym order, but now it's, hey, let's go to the park and train, which is a lot more like therapeutic, because now you're in nature, you're breathing better. It's just like a lot of different things. But COVID taught me a lot, even about my practice, because this is when I actually adopted essential training, which is really focusing on movement that's really going to heal me, like even more, like next level 2.0. Like, what am I doing before that's harming myself versus healing? And so it's like this whole pandemic, whatever we call it, inspired like new thoughts, and so that created the upgrades.
Talk about some of the places that you've been. Dude, I love wherever, and I don't even want to give you a spot away, but I love where you always are, wherever this bridge is. You have some great poses and stuff like that. And then, Chuck is, I think he might be more of the beach person. So I like when he's out in the kind of the sand, even when he's doing his stuff like that. Talk about, and then also talk about this new team. I've been seeing more of you guys, more of your team members popping up, doing everything now. I think that's pretty cool.
Thank you. Yeah, so where I normally film content is something called the Sepulveda Dam. It's just like aesthetically, it's this very beautiful, very like futuristic, very timeless. And there's something about the architecture there that kind of like matches like the Cyberyoga feel. But lately I've been training a lot more in like nature. So I'll go to like Sequoia National Forest, or I'll go to just nature and just train in nature. And aside from that, building Team Cyberyoga, I realized that, you know, that I can't do this by myself. So I need a team and a family to create the movement, to inspire others. And it's like, it's not even about the fancy poses of movement. It's more about Cyberyoga is a state of mind. And so I wanted to have a team, which is Team Cyberyoga. Chuck is amazing what he does as far as motivational speaking and, you know, that inspiration concept. And then, you know, we have another person that has a PhD in dance, and then another person specializes in like meditation. So it's really about like the state of mind. So it's like, we're like superheroes that have their own unique abilities, but under the same principle and like structure under Cyberyoga, which is just the state of mind, the cyberness on everything, the upgrade on everything, upgrade, cyber, everything is just upgraded next level 2.0 on your spirituality, on your consciousness, on your motivational speaking, inspire meditation, artists, whatever. It's just cyber. So,
now, the other thing was, I thought you were on Twitter. I could have sworn I saw you on Twitter.
I was on Twitter.
And we were talking about this. So this is what I did today with Jack Gillian, formerly of Segway. He goes, Brian, you need to be on Clubhouse and doing stuff. Now, I'm going to be on Clubhouse. We're going to have our own format, movie reviews and more. And Trixie doesn't know this, and I want to include custom trends on this. So where we reach out and start talking to people via audio. So what we did today, we did Twitter Space, and it was really cool. And so Jack hosted it. We only wanted, you know, he just said, no, we're going to have 10 people on it. He and I just started talking, and 2 hours later, we had over 32 people from around the world on. And then it became about, they wanted to know about, you know, celebrities that I've interviewed over the years. And I was more getting into our Tuesday night shows and stuff like this. And the more I was talking to these people, obviously, this is where Terri would come in on her TikTok. People started to follow me on my Twitter. Now, I'm weak on Twitter because I don't post anything. I just put our content on it. But Twitter Space, I like that because I could control that, and we could get more fans, more people coming in from the stuff that we're doing. And I like that. And then they go, we're trying to DM you, but your DM is off. I'm like, because I don't want anybody to reach me on Twitter for one. So I had to go and turn it on. And all of a sudden I got all these messages from people who were starting to follow us. I go, that's nice, but follow us on our Tuesday night shows or follow the girls on this. And they wanted to know more. And I thought it was really cool. And then I was thinking of like you and Chuck at this point, because you guys got a great following when it comes to what you guys are doing. And that was in my mind. I'm definitely going to do that. And I'm definitely going to do Clubhouse.
Awesome. Yeah, me and Chuck and the team Cyberyoga we're dibbling dabbling with the Clubhouse, and we think it's a great platform. So hearing what you're saying is giving me more inspiration to be more proactive, or us to be proactive on the Clubhouse, because it's a great tool to connect with like anybody. I mean, where else can you go to actually talk to a CEO of a company on the phone, like live? That's incredible. So yeah, definitely have to like utilize that technology for sure.
Yeah, it was actually really cool. Like I said, Jack and I were just talking about it. I think I'm going to have him come in within the next 2 weeks. Not next week's show. Well, maybe, because he's going to lead that again on the technical side of stuff. And then he had a bunch of his friends. All of a sudden, people started seeing what we were talking about, and more people chimed in. And after a while, I was just like, I was talking to Terri, or as I was talking to Tosh. As a matter of fact, and I wanted to call Trixie, and I'm like, you know what? I got an idea. Let's do this. But here's the thing. Now it's going to force me, because I'm an Android and a PC guy. Now I think I'm going to have to get an iPhone 12. I think I'm going to break down.
You got to upgrade, Brian.
I feel like it.
God.
Yes, Brian. No,
gotta upgrade.
Right, as
So-
far as video quality and stuff, the iPhone 12 is awesome for video.
So speaking of that, this little case, they sent me 4 of these things, and I'm like, who do I know has got an iPhone 12? So the first person who chimes in, you know,
Chuck.
I'm going to give this one away.
I have a 12.
Well, Chuck's,
I have a 12.
Chuck has a 12.
Chuck's got one. All right, so Chuck,
I
you
have the
spoke up
12.
real quick. All right, so I'll
And
save
so-
one of these for these. Chuck gets the first one.
See, now I gotta
See?
upgrade.
I didn't
Yeah,
even have to wait for anybody to come into the chat room. He spoke up real quick. Chuck, is yours.
Yeah.
So
I gotta upgrade now.
So each week I'm going to start giving something away because we got a bunch of great products coming through. So this guy, Vincent, great story. He's going to be coming into the studio, and I want him to create a fragrance for us. And I like him. So a lot of his clients are, and his book is fascinating book. This is the book today that I'm choosing, The Pursuit of Beauty, on how he created his stuff. ADD, you know, everything you can imagine. And then he starts creating everything. His clients, Gwyneth Paltrow, Robert Downey Jr., everybody that you imagine. And I said, you got to create something for movie reviews and more. And then if that one takes off, we'll create something for the girls. They can have their own fragrances. So that's where we're going to start. So he's going to be in August 10th. He's going to be on our live Tuesday night show, but he's going to be in the studio June 29th. So that's going to be fun. So these are all the things that are starting to come up for stuff. Let's talk about a couple movies. So has anybody seen Falcon and Winter Soldier yet? Because I love what they're doing on the Marvel side. Lamont, you may be a DC guy, right? Or are you both?
Okay. I do like Marvel, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm more of like a DC person because it's more like real and not so cartoonish. But I do like Marvel as well. But I'm more of a DC guy, honestly, because Superman. But then Marvel has Spiderman, so I'm kind of like conflicted. But yeah, I like both. But I'm more of a DC guy.
Chuck,
But
who
no,
are
I
you?
haven't seen it.
You know, I like anything. I haven't been TV or anything since my healing. Like I literally stay away from TV and I don't watch anything. And I haven't been able to go to the movies. Movies was huge to me before, and I love all Marvel, DC. I love all that. But since you haven't been able to go, that's funny you brought it up because today I was looking to see if a movie theater was open because I wanted to go today so bad to go watch a movie.
It's open,
So-
Chuck. Everything is open, and I saw Kong and Godzilla. So
Oh, I saw that
Oh, I
movie
wanna see
and it was so good.
it was
my
I
amazing.
fell asleep. I fell
You
asleep.
fell asleep?
It was boring.
You fell asleep?
Trixie.
King Kong had
I
all.
fell asleep like after 35 minutes, 40 minutes. I couldn't get into it, and I just fell asleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
usually,
wow.
yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
just not into. Actually, I don't really watch Marvel films either. I know I love cartoons, but Marvel films like Spider-Man and all that stuff, I don't know. I just never really got into any of those kind of movies.
It's not your thing.
You know,
No,
I'm
it's just
gonna
not
lie,
my
though.
thing.
The
It's
first
just-
like 35 minutes of Kong and Godzilla, it was a lot of dialogue. So I understand you
Yeah.
on that. It was really boring, but then once it gets into the action,
Yes, the action.
it was amazing.
Well, yeah. Then I woke up after that, and I saw staring at all the buildings, and I started thinking, well, damn, he's killing all the people in these buildings, and what kind of movie is this? No, I'm kidding. No, but yeah, no, it just didn't really get into it. It's too.
This is what I said. I said Kong had the best lines. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Best lines?
Yeah.
Yeah. Meaning there's, as he was talking about the dialogue in the beginning, I'm like, when's something gonna happen?
Yeah.
Good thing I didn't go to the movie. I understand why Trixie fell asleep. I was like, this is ho hum. Let me get out and start doing some push-ups.
But you know what though, Brian? It was so surreal being in a movie theater after like not being there for a year. And I kind of realized, I was like, do I miss the movie theater, or is it better to have it at home where you can have your streaming at home, you can make your own food, have to hear nobody talking. I don't know, it's just kind of weird. It's like a bittersweet feeling.
Well, let me ask you this. What was it like? Because I'm not going to the theaters for a while because one, I don't trust it still. Two, nothing big is coming out until the end of May, the earliest. What was your experience on that? Because Chuck, you can start doing some reviews for us because I'm not going to the theaters, and neither are some of our movie reviews because we're just not ready yet.
I'm going. Now that I know, I'm going tonight. For
It's
sure.
open. Yeah,
I'm going
so-
tonight.
So I'm going tonight.
Okay.
I'll go. I might fall asleep, but I'll go.
Tasha, you ready to go to the movies? Well, you in Miami, they do anything there.
Yeah,
yeah.
I've been ready. But honestly, I have HBO Max, so I kind of like the whole streaming thing from home. You know,
Same
I don't
too.
have to pay overcharged like snacks. I can just do it my own. I like that.
Exactly.
I feel you on that.
I like to do
Definitely feel you
both.
on that.
I like to have a choice, you know. There's sometimes you want to watch movies at home, and there's sometimes you want to go out, you know.
True.
So it just I like to have the variety.
True.
No, I get it. I'm still not ready yet, but also I'm waiting for that. What's the movie that's going to bring me back to the theaters? What's the movie that's going to bring people back to the theaters? I don't see it happening yet.
There's none.
Yet.
There's none.
Lamont, when you went, how many people were there?
I took my mom. Honestly, there was maybe about 7 people plus me and my mom.
Now, did you take your mask off in the dark? Were you eating popcorn and all that stuff? Because this is my thing. What people do in the dark is what scares people.
Yes. So
what are you doing in the dark, Brian?
I had my mask.
Exactly. What are you doing?
Yeah. I definitely
In
had
a
my
movie
mask
theater.
off.
Let's put it this way. I'm retired.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
So-
definitely had my mask off. Yes.
What was it like going through the thing? Because this is what I've read, and this is what I'm getting. You have to go in one way and go out another exit. Was that true? Where'd you go?
Yeah, you go in one way, go out the other. But you know what? Honestly, Brian, where I am mentally, I'm not fearful of anything. I'm just, you know what? If I'm gonna go out, then
Just
I'm gonna
different
go out
mindset.
happy.
That makes sense. Let's
Yeah,
understand.
like I'm not gonna be afraid of, like, you know, another human being. It's like even now, like I'm hearing that states are open, and the mask mandates are done and they're closed, and it's like people are still wearing masks. So it's like I'm not gonna be in fear. Like I'm gonna just support myself and my, you know, like God source, and just trust that, you know what, if I'm mentally not fearful, then you know what, therefore my body will follow. And so I'm just like, I'm gonna live and not be fearful about anything. So yeah, I went in there no mask, I walked out no mask, and I was good and I was happy, and I had a great time.
See, I
So
totally
with
agree
that-
with you. I totally agree with him about the fear. Don't live in a fear-based reality, because when you're afraid, that's when you're going to get sick and things are going to happen.
There you go.
So I kind of put the virus out of my mind and just decided to live my life, and you know, I
It's
was a lot
programming.
happier. Mm-hmm.
It's programming. It's like,
Mhm.
why are they not saying, hey guys, go work out, eat right, go to the beach, you know, be happy, you know, focus on eating, you know, right foods and being around good spirits. No, it's this fear. Be afraid. Don't talk to people. Don't see your family. Don't be all get vaccinated. I'm like, I have no time for that shit.
Yep,
Sorry,
I'm
excuse my French.
100%. I'm 100% on board with you, and anybody knows me knows that that's how I live my life.
Yep.
Yeah,
Me
I'm
too.
I'm pro-life.
too.
I'm just gonna live, you know.
Yeah.
If I go out, you know, I'm gonna go out happy.
With a
Mhm.
bang.
All right. So Lamont, with that, give your social media links for everybody.
Bam. Mine is at Cyberyoga. My Instagram, Cyberyoga. Website at Cyberyoga. Facebook at Cyberyoga. Everything Cyberyoga. And then I have Team Cyberyoga with my brother Chuck as well.
Chuck, give yours.
So mine's at Cyber Chuck 2.0. That's my Instagram. That's my Chuck. And also Linktree is at Cyber Chuck. And Linktree has all my links.
Tasha.
And you can find me at Vocallytash everywhere. My website is natasharumbosmusic.com. And I'm on all streaming platforms. Just search Natasha Rumbos.
Trixie.
You can find me at customtrends.tv, and be sure and check out one of my pages of Being Proficient. That's on that page, and you'll see the latest and greatest of what's going on with movie reviews and more, and Custom Trends TV and Being Proficient. Okay.
Oh, and real quick, Trixie, talk about your barbecue real quick.
Oh,
Ooh.
I have barbecue sauce here. It's Best of Texas barbecue sauce, and it's made by John Hale. He's a race car driver, and I got to meet him at the Nitro Madness over in Ennis, Texas last weekend, and it was a great event. And that's my first episode for Being Proficient, and I just love this barbecue sauce. It's really, really good. So the first
Sounds
one's going
bomb.
out to my friend Melissa Chamberlain from Facebook. She already did her little inquiry, and this is going out to her in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
All right.
So she wants some good barbecue sauce.
Yeah, that
Terri?
sounds bomb, Trixie.
Social media links.
Terri Marie Nonstop on all platforms, and then my website is terrymarieofficial.com.
All right. So I want to thank everybody for coming on. And I have to always say this with everybody. And Chuck, I know you can relate to this. If you see somebody without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it. I'm Brian Sebastian. Thank you, everybody, for movie reviews and more. And please go out and check out everybody's links. Please follow all of them. Follow Terri Marie on TikTok. And we will see you next week.
Thank you.